What's going on, folks, and welcome to Stu's Garage. Today we're going to be installing dual catch cans on the M6. This is an M6 with an s63 engine, so the same you're going to see on your M5s. It's very similar to what you're going to see on like your 650s and any V8 of that era with the twin turbos. So basically, the reason why I'm doing this is because ever since I deleted the catalytic converters, I've been getting a lot of smell from burning oil. These motors unfortunately tend to burn a lot of oil due to their design, and it stinks bad. So anyways, it's also not good for your car, especially being that it's a direct injection engine. You don't have gasoline coming over top of your valves to clean off the crud that bakes onto your valves, and these things can get really cruddied up, and it's not really cheap to keep up that maintenance when the oil and crud goes on top of your valves. So the best thing to do for this type of engine, or any engine, is to keep the crud from going down your intake and messing up your intercoolers and your turbos and just cruddying everything up. So we're going to put some catch cans on here to try and cut down on some of that old oil going back through the intake. So for those of you all who don't understand how a catch can works, I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration on my awesome engine model. This would be the engine block here. These are your valve covers, and this is your intake / throttle body. So basically what happens as your engine heats up and your pistons reciprocate, pressure builds up down here inside the block, and it basically needs somewhere to let out. So most places, most engines will have like a PCV valve in like the top of the block somewhere, or they'll have it vent from the valve cover. So in this case, in this engine, it actually vents from both valve covers. So there's actually a pretty elaborate PCV setup on this engine here that I won't get into, but it's obviously not working as well as it's intended to. So anyways, on your engine, you've got your vent locations where hot air and oil and fumes from your engine block vent out. So on an old school engine, basically, you can't just have a hole there because it spits out oil with it, just because there's so much oil vapors and stuff. So what you do is you tube that out to your catch can, which essentially lets the oil swirl around in there. And then on an old school engine or a naturally aspirated engine, if you have it set up correctly, you can just vent this through an air filter. Now with this being a boosted engine, and with me not wanting to screw with the pressures or anything like that, I'm going to keep it a closed circuit system. So basically what's going to happen is, instead of venting this to the atmosphere, which is actually what I have on the Mustang, we are going to vent this back to the intake, which is the way it's meant to be set up, except in the OEM setup, which you see in most cars, it just goes straight from there to the intake and it dumps all kind of oil down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the valve cover to the catch can, back to the intake, and hopefully a lot of that oil will stay inside of the catch can. Alright, so normally before I do DIYs for you guys, I normally do all the research and reading so that I'm pretty comfortable with the subject matter that I'm presenting to you guys. In this particular case, I am going to be looking for suggestions and help from you guys that might be more knowledgeable in these types of setups. Please comment down below if you see anything that's jacked up with my setup or anything that I can improve, and I will go back and change that later if I can find. But unfortunately with catch cans, there's a lot of information out there, and none of it really seems to be very thorough. I can't find any like good test results that shows what's better than what. So I was basically forced to kind of piece together something based on what I thought might work, and I'm just gonna have to test this out for myself and see how it works. So I purchased two $25 catch cans off of Amazon. These are replicas of the Mishimoto catch can. Again, you know, looking at different setups, I would have bought something if I had known that it was a known good catch can, but honestly there's so much variance in between these things and no testing to show what works well and what doesn't work well. I ended up just piecing something together that I thought was nice. So I did go ahead and modify this. As you can see, we've got this copper section here. Basically what it had is it just had this grate here, and it screwed directly into this cap, and there was nothing, no kind of filtration or anything in between. Sometimes in catch cans you'll see like a sintered bronze filter, which is actually what I have in the Mustang. You can use an airline filter like what you would see on an air compressor. You can use that as a catch can by itself. I just didn't want to go that route with this build, but I do have that on the Mustang. So what I did is I actually extended this little graded section and I created my own filter. And basically what you see in here is just some coarse steel wool, and I packed that down in there, and I added some extra venting on the sides just to help with airflow and flow and things like that. So I was going to buy the sintered brass filter and put it in there and everything, but again, with my reading, it didn't seem to do what I thought it would do. So again, I'm not really sure exactly what's going to work best. I settled on the steel wool because it seems like that's what a lot of people use in catch cans. Also threw some steel wool down in here. At this point, I'm undecided as to whether or not I want to leave that steel wool in there. We'll see. I'll probably leave it in there for a little while and, you know, decide whether I'm going to leave it in there or take it out based on whatever comments you guys leave me. But basically what happens is the air and vapors are going to come in here from the valve cover. They come down through the steel wool filter here, kind of swirls around in the can, the oil condenses and is supposed to stay down here in the can, and the vapors are allowed to raise back up and go back out, and it should be mostly clean gases that go back into the intake from this side here. The other thing I liked about this design is that it has a little dipstick on here that you can unscrew, and that can make it convenient for checking the level, because you really don't want these things to fill up on you completely. A couple of other things that I pieced together for this kit are just some barb adapter fitting thingies, because basically the factory hoses on the car are roughly 3/4 of an inch, and you'll see that right here, and it's going to have to step down to like a 1/2 inch, which is what you see on here. So this is going to allow me to step down and change the hose size, because if I put a 3/4 inch line on here, I'm never going to be able to get that sealed. So basically the process of getting this done is you want to go ahead and detach your, I don't know what they call it on here, but maybe this is the CCV system or PCV, but basically if you're familiar with this engine at all, if you've ever done any work on these, you'll see this system, because it's like the first thing you have to disconnect anytime you do anything on here. This end right here comes from your valve cover. I believe this part here is similar to what you would have on your car as a PCV valve, and then it plugs in directly to your intake like such, and these basically feed directly to the turbo. This is literally the turbo right here. So what I did is I unplugged it, and as you can see, normally when you take it off, it'll have this style connector on here. You can actually pop that connector off. Okay, so this ring right here is actually what holds these lines together, and you can actually pull that off of the hose by removing this section right here, and it's not very easy to do. As you can see, I damaged mine, but I didn't want to completely destroy it in case I have to put things back together. This will still work as is. I'm not happy that I broke it, but it should still work. But you definitely want to keep this around in case you decide to go back to the stock setup. But all you do, you pull that little piece out. It's going to take a little bit of work, and then this whole piece slides off of the hose, so you have two ends that you can work with. Which brings me to the point of why I'm piecing together my own catch can system. I would love to have something that's just plug and play on here that has the OEM connectors and ends on it. In the future, if I can find something that has this male end on it, I'll replace the connectors and I'll have it so that I can just snap it into here. But there's really nothing out there that's, you know, as far as like catch can systems for these cars. And anything that looks remotely usable is like $4,000. I don't know, for some reason, everybody wants $4,000 for any part that you put in, like any aftermarket part that you put on one of these is always $4,000. And, you know, this is probably like $60 worth of materials plus my hose, you know, $60 worth of materials. So anyways, I've talked long enough. it's not going to take me long to put this thing together. So let's go ahead and slap this stuff together. All right, so at this point I've got all of my tubing run. Basically this comes from the valve cover, goes underneath the intake and comes all the way around to the front. Same thing, the one going to the intake goes underneath everything, just to keep everything looking nice and neat. So the other side is basically a mirror image. I've got all 4 hoses running to up front. And even though there's a decent amount of space to work in this engine bay, there's absolutely nowhere to put things. So the only place I have to use for a catch can is this space right here. And actually, I think in the future, I'm probably going to have a custom designed catch can that's going to sit right down in this block, right in this space right here. But like I said, this is just a test design, almost like a proof of concept. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run these catch cans. Well, I'm only going to grab one because I can't hold 2 catch cans and the thing and the camera. But basically, the catch cans are going to sit right here in the middle, like so. I've got nothing to hold these here, so now I get to go to the 3D printer and make myself a bracket for these things. Alright, so here's the finished product. We've got the 2 catch cans sitting right here and the bracket that I 3D printed. We've got the hoses running back to the valve cover and to the intake. And I like how I kept everything nice and symmetrical, as you can see. You know, the symmetrical design of the motor and everything. It's just something that, being OCD, that I really like about this car, even though it may not necessarily be the best or efficient thing out there. But I just like how everything's the same on both sides. So anyways, I went ahead and started the car just to make sure I didn't get any strange check engine lights or anything like that. I did not. I've not driven the car yet. So tomorrow I'll take the car out and see how it does and see if it collects any oil. But as for this video, that's going to be it. In the meantime, if you've got experience with BMWs and catch cans and things like that, I will be reading your comments, you know, just to see what kind of suggestions and stuff you have for me. I'd say I'm about 80% happy with the layout that I have so far. Not real thrilled about these hose clamps and things that I have here. I would like for it to look a little bit better. I would like to have a little bit larger catch cans. I would also like to take a second look at the catch can design. But besides that, it's easily serviceable. Nothing is actually locking these catch cans in. They lift right out. I can unscrew them and empty them just like so. I can slide them back in the bracket, and you know, that bracket is held in place pretty solid. There's no kinks in my hoses or anything. That's another thing. I wish that I could have used some silicone hose for this. I just wasn't able to find it. I went on Amazon and eBay, and for the hose size that I wanted, I just wasn't able to find anything. But this rubber heater hose should work out well for me. Another thing that I'm probably going to do eventually at some point, sooner than rather than later, is just to add some heat shielding in this area here. For those of you guys who may or may not be familiar with these cars, there's actually rubber hoses underneath these things. And these little envelopes that you see are actually a update part to protect these heat hoses, because the turbo is right here. So this is, you know, like less than an inch from the inlet side of the turbo. It doesn't get as hot as the outlet, but it's still pretty close. And, you know, you just don't need heat breaking down those lines. So I definitely want to add some heat shielding, you know, to the that portion of those lines. That's about it for the, I don't know, beta version or prototype or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, especially for this, more than any other videos that I've put up, I'm really looking for you guys' feedback on, you know, what you guys think of this. So let me know, and catch you guys next time.